So, apparently I'm a witch.
Cause she's a witch.
We've got a witch!
I'm the love witch.
I am a witch.
I am a witch.
I'm a witch!
Sally just came out.
Now the witch is back!
Yes, indeed. Good evening, everybody. Good evening, good evening, good evening. Welcome very much to Beyond Authentic. This is where we will be doing some tarot reading this evening. So I do hope everybody is well. First of all, I'm going to say a huge thank you to those of you that have just joined me over on our Slimming World channel. It's called Beyond Authentic Health. And it's where we talk about our weight loss journey, our return to health, all of that. We discuss it all over there, both myself and my partner. We do it live at 5:30 every Tuesday evening. So thank you very much for those of you who joined us over there. And let me have a quick look. I'm just... if you could see what I'm doing, this is one of those frantic moments where on the surface I probably don't look quite as hecticana as I do in real life, because I'm just clicking on everything, trying to get the comment section up. So then let's have a wee look. Oh wow, things did not go right today. Look at that, there's hecticana, there's no I've got no blooming, there's no thumbnail in the chat. What is going on today? That is a little bit bizarre. Right, so subscriber mode is on, slow mode is on. That is so it is absolutely fair to everybody here. So I've triggered those two things to happen, and hopefully now I will be able to get the comments up. Wowza. Taking a little bit today to get everything happening. So first of all, let's do this, and we will bring that one in there. So there you go. Everybody is welcome here. This is an inclusive channel. Okay, this is a channel where we 100% support people, whoever they are. Okay, so if you are somebody who is cis-het, so straight and happy in the gender that you were assigned at birth, then fantastic. If you're not, we're here for you as well. That's what all of these mean. So we've got the trans flag, the non-binary flag, the bisexual flag, the general pride flag, and the one in the corner there, the one in that far corner. Oh, hang on, look, if I just hide that main logo a second. I pressed the wrong button. There you are. That one in that far corner, that is the straight ally flag. So if you are somebody who basically just says, well, I like everyone, I don't really like, I don't understand why there's an issue. Why would anybody have an issue with whoever you are, right? If that is somebody that you are, and you just support people for who they are, there you go. That's that. Sorted. Easy, isn't it? It's very easy to sort things like that. So I am just attempting to get I've just also realised that I'm on the one where it says that's me in the corner, even though it isn't. What is happening? What is happening? What is happening? My chat is not apparently working. Hang on a second. YouTube doobie, that one. Yay, I've got it. Right, who is here live? Let me have a look. Sarah, Shannon Demdike, the Wicker Midnight Crafter. Good evening to you. Good evening to Niddy. Good evening to Holland. Good evening to Patricia, my darling. Hello. Don't forget, if you see Patricia and Holland's name in the YouTube, they have a little spanner next to their name, and their names are in blue. That's because they are the mods. Good evening, Flower Beauty Peacock Rainbow. You saw that we're online. Yep, every Tuesday and Sunday, 7 p.m. UK time. Thank you, Patricia. Belinda Jane Harris. Wow, we haven't seen you for a little while, my darling. Good evening to you. Good evening to Sarah. Sarah's saying hello to everybody. Yes. Let me just have a look. You're too tired to name everyone individually, Holland. That's okay. I'll do it for you. You don't care what anybody is. Just treat people the way you want to be treated. Exactly. Exactly. Good evening, Lisa, to you too, sweetie. Ah, thank you, my darling. It's very kind of you. So we are going to do some tarot readings tonight. I've just done a really nice live stream over on the other channel. Good evening, Melinda. Hello, my lovely. Hello to you. So yeah, I had a really nice stream over there with my lovely other half. That was quite cool, actually. I quite enjoyed it tonight. I know, right? You can't tell because of this me not quite being ready for this stream, but actually we're putting things together, so we're a little bit more structured. I know, right? I know, right? Who is she? Who is she? Who is she, big brother? I know, right? It's a little bit more structured. Good evening to Percy. Hello, everyone. Hello, Percy, my friend. I hope you are well. Shirley, talk about people we've not seen in a few weeks. Good evening to Shirley. Hi, Rose, and what's that one called? Not clover. What's it called? Shamrock. Is that a shamrock? I'm not sure, but all the flowers. Yes, good evening to you. So we are going to do some tarot reading now. As we always say, tarot is for entertainment purposes only. You do make all of your own decisions in your own life. Okay, I can offer some guidance in what the cards say, but the way I always read is a little bit different to some other tarot readers. Some tarot readers are like, oh, you will meet a tall dark stranger. Oh, you have gone through some trials in your life. Oh, you have had some ups and downs and things have been difficult. Oh, right? That's not what we do here. So if you're looking for that sort of reading, very general, very basic, that is not what we do here. On this channel, we like to say that this is like your best mate, right? A friend will say to you, if you've been feeling poorly, a friend will say, oh, I'm sorry you're down, Sandra. But I tell you what, when you're feeling better, we'll go for coffee, right? Lovely, 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 lovely. However, your best mate will go, Sandra, you stink. You've been in that bed for 3 weeks solid. I don't care if you're feeling poorly. Get yourself in that shower. I am coming over. I am going to take you out for a coffee. And do you know what? After that, if you're feeling a bit better, we'll have a cocktail or two and I might even go for dinner. How about that? Only your best friend can be that honest and brutal, can't they? So that's what we like to say on this channel. We're not brutal. We are honest, but caring and compassionate along the way. So hopefully that helps. Thank you to the mods for popping the housekeeping details in. In fact, do you know what? We've got a video all about that. She says, trying desperately hard to click it up in time. We've got a video started already.
Before we go on, here's the housekeeping. Tarot is for entertainment purposes only. You do make all of your own decisions about your own life. Tarot should never be used to replace medical advice, legal advice, financial advice, or counselling advice. If you're looking for support in these areas, please do seek out professionals in these areas. You do have to be 18 years of age or over to get a tarot reading on this channel. And remember, please don't share private information here or anywhere else on the internet that you wouldn't want anyone or everyone finding out about now or any time in the future.
Do please protect your own online privacy. That's really, really important. People can get hold of your information. There are scammers out there. Just protect your bubble. Do you know what I mean? You wouldn't go up to somebody in the street, would you, and say, hi, I don't know you, but my name is Joe Blogs and I live at 197 Wandsworth Avenue, and I will be out of the house every day from 9 till about 7:30, and I have a dog, but she's very old and she sleeps most of the day and she's not really very loud, and I don't have an alarm system in the house, and I don't really have a camera I don't have a working CCTV camera. And do you know what? The back window, right? The little back window in our porch area between just by where the back door is, that back window, it's not really locked for years. So if you give it a bit of a nudge, it'll probably just open. And if you go upstairs in the jewellery box on the left hand side, that's where all my wife's jewellery is. So, you know, at any time between those hours, and my wife's out of the house, normally she doesn't get in till about 7 o'clock at night. So, you know, there's nobody in for most of it. You wouldn't do that, would you? So why would you do that with your online details? Be very, very, very careful. I know, right? I was getting into that storyline of who Joe Bloggs was. I know, Mr. and Mrs. Bloggs. I was getting all excited about it. But yes, do please make sure that you keep everything closed down in terms of your digital footprint. Belinda, you're coming through the bereavement tunnel. It takes time, my darling. And do you know what? You'll come through. It'll be 3 steps forward, 4 steps forward, and then something will happen and you'll pause. And it's difficult times. Anniversaries are difficult. Events like obviously Mother's Day is right around the corner. Things like that can be very, very difficult. So give yourself time. And if my darling, sometime this week or next week or 3 months down the line, you have a bit of a bad day, don't beat yourself up and say, oh, I was getting through all of this. I was getting over all of this. Don't beat yourself up, right? Just remember, we are all human and our emotions can come up and trigger us at various times. I was a little bit emotional the other day, and do you know what it was? Do you know how daft it was, right? I got an email from I don't know how to say it, Lindt, L-I-N-D-T, Lindt, you know, the ones that make the Lindor chocolates. I got an email and it basically said, hi Lisa, would you like to buy your mum some lovely chocolates for Mother's Day? We've got this special deal. And I was like, oh, do you know what? I really would. But yeah, that's not going to happen. So yeah, just give yourself some time, my darling. Give yourself some time. You lost your mum and your dad within a year. So tough. It will be, my darling. It absolutely will be. Listen, I am absolutely sure, right? Everybody in that chat would give you the biggest hug this week, because obviously this weekend is a big weekend. We would give you our biggest hug if you were here with us in person. So just take that digital hug. I know it's not the same, but just imagine that hug coming from all of us, my darling. And I do hope, as I say, if you have a bit of a crappy week, I really hope you give yourself a bit of love as well and a bit of kindness. So I do hope that helps. Dad's ashes was sat on your dining table. My mum's in a cupboard now. We've got a not just any old cupboard, not like in the back of the cupboard with all the old pots and pans, not like that. We've got a unit, like a wall unit, that's got 2 double glass doors, and it's got 3 shelves, so you've got like 6 compartments. So we've done that modern thing where you've got those, you know, the square box things, like made out of like cardboard, and then they've got the fabric over, so you put all your crap in the box. We've got one there, and one there, right? So we've got 3 of them, and then the gaps where we've got other stuff. So there's a photo of me and Rufus and a bit. In the top right hand side one is that's where Mum's ashes sit. So she's just there, you know, and I will go on Mother's Sunday, I will take her out, put her on the side, put some flowers, probably get a card, and then she'll go back in her little place. So it is tough and it does affect us all differently. So again, my darling, you know where we are, and we will always give you that metaphorical digital hug. We can't do it in person, but yeah, I hope I do hope that helps. Grief is different for everyone. Exactly. Take your time. There's no right way to grieve. There's no right. Listen, right? Patricia is very wise. Patricia is the crone of the channel. I'm probably the mother age of the channel, right? But there is no right way to do anything, right? There is no right way to do anything. There's just the way that people do it, right? There was always the very first time that somebody ever sat down and discussed mental health. There was the first time that happened. There was the very first time somebody went, oh, the human that gave birth to me, I think I miss that. I think I miss that person. I think there's like, there's a thing. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. It could be a feels. It feels. Maybe I'll call it a feeling. Do you know, there was first people to do that, right? There is no right way to experience grief, to experience joy, to experience fear. There is no right way for doing anything. Just do what you need to do for you, right? And if that is everything's going fine for 3 weeks or 3 months or 3 years, and then it comes up, just allow yourself to do whatever you need to do, my darling, right? There is no right way in life. We're all just insignificant specks on this tiny little marble floating through the giant vastness of space. We are just these tiny little things evolved from monkeys, and somehow we muddle through and make the best of it, create something which is a bit like a television, but which enables people to communicate over great distances, and then all of a sudden we build a community together, and it's called Beyond Authentic here on YouTube. So do you know, right, in the grand scheme of things, I don't think the human race is doing too badly. Do you know what I mean? Fingers crossed. Like let's. Do you know what I mean? We're just all muddling through, trying the very best we can. And do you know what else, right? I'm on my soapbox now, but do you know what I only realised a few years back, right? And it was after both my parents had died as well. It was the first time that I looked back and realised I might not have my crap together, right? But do you know what? My mum and dad never did either. And all those years when I was little, I looked up to them, and they all looked like it was that swan on the water, right? They all looked like, or a big cruise ship, like toddling along on the ocean. They looked like they knew everything. They looked like they had all the answers. They looked like they had everything sorted out. It's only now, as an adult, that I look back and go, you were just making the best of it as well. All those years I thought you'd cracked the secret, and actually, do you know what? You were just doing the best you could each and every single day. Wow. And so, yeah, don't beat yourself up. Anybody watching this, listen, no matter what you are going through in life, right? Whether you're having an upswing, a downswing, whether it's been same old, whatever you are going through, my darling, you are doing it the very best you can, right? And you've just got to keep going. Just keep going. As a very wise fish once said, just keep swimming. Do you know what I mean? And yeah, here endeth the sermon for today. Spectacles, testicles, wallet, watch, big shiny stars in the sky, and circles of stars, and what other symbols can we use? And yay, and hey, and rock on, and sign language, and I think that's everything I know. So there you go. Right, is that it now? Can we all go? Is that everything? Is that everything? I'm thinking though you might only have 25 years, and that's scary. Yeah, but in 25 years, look what you could achieve. Look what people can do. Look what you could do in a year. Look what you could in a year, right? Listen, if you wanted to, right? If you wanted to, right now, right? You could, in fact, get yourself a brand new degree in art history, in thermodynamics, in whatever, right? If you decided that you wanted to do that, you could do it, right? Absolutely, 100%. What it would mean is, like, if you say I don't know what thermodynamics is. If there's any smart people in the chat, can you let me know what thermodynamics is, so I don't look like such an idiot when I'm about to say this? Thank you very much. So, like, you would go and study heat, I'm assuming, and then you would just go and study how that heat was dynamic, right? And you do a course, and that would lead to another course and a qualification and then another course, and then you go and do a degree, and it might take you 8, 9, 10 years to do all of that, from I have no idea what thermodynamics is to I have a degree in thermodynamics, right? You can tell I only know what the two words go together. I don't know what it means, right? Anyway, right? You could go and get that degree in 5, 6, 7 years time. You could have that. What's stopping you? whatever it is you want to do, right? Listen, I always believe, right? I always believe no matter, whilst you've got breath in your body, there is always an opportunity for you to go and do the thing you've always wanted to do. Right? Unless you always wanted to be a child and go to Disney, because now you'd have to be an adult and go to Disney. But if going to Disneyland or wherever, if that was your pinnacle of your goal, if you've always said, I would love to go and see the pyramids, I would love to go and walk up Kilimanjaro, right, whatever it is, well, if that's seriously what you want to do, then start working towards it. Right now, you might be 30 stone. I don't know how many pounds that is for the Americans, but you might be like 30 stone, unable to walk from the couch to the kitchen and back without getting out of breath, right? But if you set your goal that you are going to walk up Kilimanjaro, then you start by walking to the couch, to the kitchen, couch to the kitchen, and bit by bit you increase your fitness, you lose the weight, you get better. 5 years down the line, you'll be on Oprah or Good Morning Britain or Bonsoir Française or whatever the program is, talking about how you went from 30 stone sat on your couch to walking Kilimanjaro in only 5 years, in only 8 years, in only 9 years, whatever it is. You just if you set your mind to it, it's doable. Do you know what I mean? So there. Doesn't mean stoking the fire. It might mean stroking the fire, because that's dynamic. I think dynamic. Hang on. I tell you what. Hang on. Are you ready? We'll do this. Computer, what is thermodynamics?
Here's what I found on Wikipedia. Thermodynamics is a branch of physics concerned with heat and temperature and their relation to energy and work. The behavior of these quantities is governed by the 4 laws of thermodynamics, irrespective of the composition or specific properties of the material or system in question.
It's to do with heat. I kind of lost it after she said heat. So I don't know what it is, but whatever it is, up to that point, I knew what it was. Thank you, Neil. Neil sent me a message and going, tarot. In other words, Lisa, you are talking absolute shit. But it is something I do genuinely believe, right? If you set your mind to anything and you have enough passion to do it, you'll do it, right? You just start where you are and put plans in place and away you go. I believe that very, very firmly. I never would have said to anybody 10 years ago that I would be sat online twice a week doing tarot readings to a bunch of people across the world that I have never met. Do you know what I mean? I never would have thought that in a million years. But anyway, let's crack on. So how do you get a reading on this here channel? It's dead simple. There are 2 ways. The first way is you wait until we open a round. How do you know when a round opens? Easy. That noise will play, and then basically that means it is time that the round is open. At that point, pop your question into the live chat, starting with the word question, and one of those will get selected at random. If, however, any time during the stream tonight, you think to yourself, I really need a reading tonight, the only way to guarantee it is to send your question through as a super chat. Any amount at all will get you a 3-card reading. That will be the next available slot. Okay, so if I'm currently in the middle of a reading, you'll get the next one. If, however, you want a longer tarot reading, you want a 6 or 7 card reading, there's something that's really weighing you down, you really want to look into it in a bit more detail, get some pointers, get some direction, then if you send that through as a super chat of £8, Great British pounds, or $10 US or whatever the equivalent is in your area, if you send that through, that will guarantee you that longer reading. Don't forget, any money that is donated through the super chats or super thanks, or what's the other thing you can do? You can send not emojis. I can't remember what they are. There's a way of doing a like a high five. I don't know what it is, but anyway, anything that you donate or any of the money that is made through the memberships, once YouTube takes its 30% off the top, whatever's left, 10% goes to the PDSA here in the UK, which is the People's Dispensary for Sick Animals. That is a charity that helps animals that need veterinary care, and 10% goes to St George's Crypt in Leeds, which is our local homeless shelter. So we support those two charities. So then, that's how you get a reading. The only thing left to say, we've talked about how you've got to be over 18. Those details are down there. So the only thing left to do is to press the... So then, go ahead, put your question into the live chat, starting with the word question. The round is officially open. Go and do one of those two things right now. If you don't forget, if you would like to guarantee that you are next, send it as a super chat. Either way, the round is officially open. Let's go and have a look at a lovely blue sky.
Ask your question now. Send your question as a super chat to guarantee your 3-card reading is next. Donations of $10 or £8 or over will receive a longer 6 or 7 card reading. To try for a free reading, write your question in the live chat starting with the word question. If no super chats come in, a free question will be chosen at random. And if you need help, just ask one of our mods.
Indeed, and as I always say, our mods, you can tell our mods because they are in the live chat and they have a blue, their name is in blue, and they have a spanner or a little wrench tool next to their name. So that's how you can tell who the mods are. Right then, so let me have a look. Keeper of the questions, who have we got today? Belinda. So Belinda with a B. Let me have a look. Oh, hang on, I need to take that one off that screen. Belinda, let me have a look. Where is Belinda's question? Belinda, there we go. Belinda Jane Harris. A future card reading, please. Absolutely no problem at all. So then, I was going to change it up tonight and use a different deck. I think I'm going to. Do you know what? I'm going to use the Poppy Palin deck. Just because I love this deck and I don't get to use it very well. I say I don't get to use it very often. I can use it whenever I want. But we're going to use the Poppy Palin and Everyday Enchantment deck. Don't forget, everyone, if you haven't already, please do hit that thumbs up button. That really helps the channel out. And if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button and then ding your bell, so that YouTube notifies you each and every time we go live or upload a video. This coming weekend, possibly, or if not Monday at the latest, I will be uploading the Path Ahead video for April, looking ahead to the special holy days in April, and also giving you a ritual or some kind of spell working that you can use for the month ahead. So do keep an eye out for that one. Also, I've got to say, I did put the plug in earlier, but if you haven't already, if you didn't know already, we also have a Slimming World weight loss and health channel, and it is called Beyond Authentic Health. Now, I am spending a little bit more time. I'm just, sorry everybody, just going to move that camera slightly. We're spending a bit more time concentrating on that at the moment and trying to help promote it. So I am doing things like the Facebook page for that is getting a refresh, and the Instagram for that. So yeah, do keep an eye on that as well if you want to join me talking about health issues. But if you do want to have more Instagram details on this here channel talking about tarot and other witchy things, do please have a look at our Instagram, which is Beyond Authentic Health. No, sorry, Beyond, hang on a second, it is this one, which is Beyond Authentic Tarot, I believe, on the Instagram. It's just gone into the chat now. So then, I've given it a pre-shuffle, so let's cleanse the space. There we go. And we bring in Wispy. So Wispy is my air elemental egregore or servitor in the form of an air dragon. Wispy, my friend. Belinda Jane Harris wants to know a future card reading, please. So what is to come? How are things going to pan out? And what is going on for the future? So a nice open question. Here we go. Let's do the drop. Hang on. It's a bit difficult with these cards because they're so blooming big. But there we go. Right then. Do I need to move that? There we go. Keep that there like that. Perfect. So then, Wispy, where you are right now, Belinda, the Two of Blades, otherwise known in some decks as the Two of Swords. So, sorry, bear with 1 second, my darling. I'm just going to make this a little bit smaller because I realise again these cards are very, very big. So then, so that I've got enough space to get everything in. So the Two of Blades or the Two of Swords, the Five of Cups in what you need to know. The Five of Cups is reversed, and the Magician, a major arcana card coming up in what is coming up. So this is looking at where you are. This is what you need to know, and this is what's to come. So then, the energy that you've got around you at the moment is the Two of Blades. Blades is all about, well, is in other decks would be called swords. Okay, so the Two of Blades is perhaps meaning that yourself and a significant other, or yourself and a close friend, family member, are a bit out of sorts at the moment. There's a little bit of ill feeling or ill blood going on. So twos normally are looking at relationships. Okay, so you're looking at two people coming together. The thing is, the Two of Swords can quite often mean that those people are having a little bit of a rough patch, because swords or blades in this case is all about trouble and strife. It's the lessons, the hurdles, the challenges in life. Okay, so those are the ones where this is where you would expect things like disagreements or whatever. This is where those things come in. You can see this person has got final notice bills. They've spilt the orange juice. The kids are screaming in the background. The dog's barking. Everything's getting a bit too much for this person on the cards, right? So this would suggest there's a little bit of difficulty in that partnership area, whether that is, as I say, whether that is with a loved one or whether that is with, you know, a close friend or even a close family member. So just bear that in mind. That's the energy where you are right now. The Five of Cups is what you need to know. Now, the Five of Cups is really interesting because this bit here is the bit that's in standard decks. Okay, obviously in this case you can see we've got a tombstone. I mean, you know, and we've got loss and grief, and you can see here we've got a visitor from the spirit realm joining us. We've got a crow, because you know you always see crows at gravestones on a statue, and we've got the dog sat there. So this is missing somebody. This is talking about grief, right? So this Two of Blades is suggesting that whatever this disagreement is, thank you Nancy Ray, my darling, you will get yours, your reading up next. Thank you very much for that super chat. Whatever this disagreement or this energy is, it's directly related in to this feeling of loss, this feeling of grief, which obviously from what you've said earlier is absolutely, you know, it's that makes sense, doesn't it? But the thing about the Five of Cups is that although two of these cups, or in this case the flower pots that you get at grave sites, although two of these are on the floor empty and damaged, these three are still upright. Okay, now normally we'd be saying to try and find the positives in any situation. Do you know what I mean? We'd be saying that even though things are difficult and things are tough, to try and look for those positives. But this was reversed, right? And I think what this is saying to you, my darling, at the moment, right? Try and allow yourself to feel what you need to feel, right? Because it might be really difficult right now seeing the positives. It might be really difficult right now seeing the upside. Do you know what I mean? It might be really hard for you to do that. So if you're not feeling that at the moment, if you're not in that sort of, you know, a reasonably good place, don't try and force yourself to go, oh, it's a really sunny day, isn't it wonderful, everything's great. Because it might be a sunny day, but if you're still going through things that are quite sad and upsetting, then that is still, you know, those are valid feelings. This 3 here, it is a case that there is always, you know, something on the horizon to look at. There is always, you know, another day. There are always, what is it they say? It's darkest before it's always darkest before the dawn. All of those sayings, right? Oh, look for the, what is it? Silver lining on every cloud, blah, 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 blah. All of that's great, right? When you are in a position and strong enough and able enough to feel that. When you're not, someone going, oh, buck up, you know, buck up. Think of it, if it could be worse things happen at sea. When you're going through a shitty time, damn, I've sworn, I shouldn't have sworn. When you're going through a bad time, right, it is the last thing that you need to hear, right? So just allow yourself to feel whatever you need to feel in the moment, at the moment, right? Because I do think that although this is linked in with this 2 of Blades, it kind of feels like somebody might be saying to you, you know, isn't it time we were moving on now? You know, isn't it time that we were over this now? Do you know what I mean? And if somebody is saying that, don't pay them any heed, right? Don't pay them any time. But what's to come? We've got the Magician card. So the Magician is all about making and manifesting the world around you as you see it, right? If it was this way up, it would be all about, you have all the tools at your hand, you have all the tools at your fingertips to make the universe in the way that you want it to be, to manifest things. You can see here that this Magician, we've got the blade from the Blades, we've got the cup here, we've got pentacles somewhere. The pentacles are here on the sunflower, and hold on, my brain has done the worst brain fart of all. Wands. Good Lord. We've got the wands. As if I could forget a whole suit in the tarot. It's only been 30 years, Lisa. Jesus. The wands here are represented by these bamboo sticks in the ground. So you've got all of these elements. But this card and this card, when it's reversed, just be careful, right? Because when the Magician is reversed, it can sometimes go from manifestation to manipulation. Okay, so it feels almost like, I don't know whether this coming week or this coming couple of weeks, right, whether there's going to be a little bit of negativity coming your way around this grief element, right? It might feel like someone around you is trying to hurry up that process. Do you know what I mean? They're trying to speed you along that path. Just watch out for that, my darling, because the Magician, when the Magician is reversed, it's all about, it's not you manifesting the world as you would like it to be. It's somebody else trying to manifest your world for you, if that makes sense, right? So just keep an eye out for that, my darling. I hope it helps. I don't think this is many weeks away. It feels like this is quite close. It certainly feels like this energy is there now. If it hasn't raised its head yet, it feels like it will do soon, right? So just be aware of that, my darling. I don't want you to get sort of hoodwinked or sort of caught offhand, if that makes sense. Caught off guard, that's the word I'm looking for. I don't want you to get caught off guard by somebody kind of going, oh, actually, do you know what? I think you should be through it. Anyway, I hope that helps, my darling. There's nothing, it feels like the biggest thing happening at the moment is that magician card. So that is a little bit of a concern. Just watch out that there isn't somebody around you in your close circle that's kind of almost nudging you through things a little bit quicker than you need. But with that, my darling, I'm going to say thank you very much for your question. Right, let's have a look in the chat. What's that? Dormouse, it's 3 weeks until you're 60, so aiming to feel well enough to enjoy a day of good coffee, music, and a new book. Oh, that sounds amazing. I hope Grumpy's looking after you on your 60th, my darling. You'll have to let us know nearer the time, and we'll wish you a happy birthday. Oh gosh, lots of plant questions, so that's always lovely. I'm sure the chat can help you with the plant questions. Nancy, I'll be with you in just a second, my darling. Let's have a look. Belinda, you can't relate to that first card. 40 years together. Second card, spot on. Could be a fallout with your older sister who fell well short of being a daughter. Okay, my darling, listen. If it's the older sister, be careful, because this card is all about, like, there's look what's happening in the background with these two siblings arguing. There is a certain element of someone close. This again, I said it when the camera was down. There is almost a feeling with this that it's going on like behind the scenes. I would not be surprised if there wasn't some sort of resentment. Resentment was the word that Wispy kept giving to me, and I didn't want to say it because it feels really wrong when you're talking about something like grief. But there's something there, right? Watch out for it, because I do think that magician reverse, that manipulation is gonna come through. But as we say, forewarned is indeed forearmed. So hopefully that will help. Right. Let me have a look. I've got to say something, actually. Let me just see if I can find the... Let me see if I can find the comment. 1 second, everybody. I do bear with me 1 moment. I will be very, very fast. There we go. So if you'll remember, when did we do the last stream? On Sunday. I did a few readings on Sunday evening. One of the readings I did was for one of our lovely subscribers called Culture Envy, Culture Not Vulture. And they left a comment on that video. I'm going to see if I can find a way of showing it. So if right, bear with me just 2 seconds, everybody. I'm going to bring that comment up on screen. Select a window to capture video comments. That one. Yep, there's nothing on there that is protected. No, there's not. Right, okie doke. So it was actually a really interesting reading, because on the evening the person involved, Culture Envy, Culture Not Vulture, they couldn't take, as we say, the exact details of the reading. They were a little bit, oh, I'm not sure I can take that. But then this message got left in the chat a few hours later. So they said, you're the only reader who noticed my handle pun. Here's a debilitatingly, untreatably large clap for you, because we were joking about people getting the clap, as in, well done, you've done something really good, applause. But then it was an hour later, they put the message on, oh my God, Lisa, I always knew you were the real deal. Hang on, let me just enlarge that so you can see it. I always knew you were the real deal, but my mother literally just texted me asking to explain why I'm not calling her every day and my jaw is on the floor. The timing of your warning was insanely perfect. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So that was so interesting because the reading itself, I'll take that off the screen now. The reading itself, as I was doing the reading, they were a little bit like, oh, I'm not entirely sure. I'm not entirely sure whether I can take that. Perhaps it's a little bit vague. And they absolutely messaged and went, oh my God, it all came to pass, as you saw in that comment. So yes, I just want to say sometimes when I do readings and I say, oh, like this is a current energy, it might not quite be at that point yet. Wispy is very, very good at kind of seeing the way things are just bubbling under the surface behind the scenes. Even if they're not quite visible, Wispy's very good at giving me that, this is what's going on. It's not quite manifested. And there's been quite a few times where we've had that experience on the channel, and the mods will tell you that. So please do just bear that in mind. But I did just want to share that because I was like, oh my God, sorry. Oh my God, that is amazing. But yes, thank you to Culture NV, Culture Vulture, not Vulture, sorry, for sharing that. Hello, Aquilarius. Good evening, my darling. You're loving the light. You're loving the light. Oh, Belinda. My gosh, I've just seen that comment. What did I say? I said resentment. She resents your other sister and you are close. Be prepared for her this week. Be prepared for her this week. She is going to come at you. She is going to come at you with a forked tongue. Right then, Nancy Ray. Thank you very much for your $10 super chat. Come on, reverse in the thingy. Reverse. Come on. Oh, God. Do you know, sometimes this is like pulling teeth. Here we go. Fantastic. So, Nancy Ray, do we see you moving to another area of, is that Oklahoma? Oh, Oklahoma, where the wind does something on the plane. Not quite sure. And if so, when? Let's have a look at that for you, my darling. Let's have a look at that for you. Right. Let's just move that down a wee bit so we can see. And as always, we are going to swap to the other camera. By the way, I am looking again at investing in a brand new one of these top-down cameras. It's a lot of money. Again, I'm probably going to need another 150 quid's worth of camera. That's the thing, isn't it? You improve things and then everything else looks dodgy in comparison. So the fact that we've managed to change the face-on camera is great. I love it. But of course now it makes this one look ever so grainy. But even with the lights and everything. But anyway. Right, Wispy, my friend. Nancy Ray would like to know. Let me move these. It's going to be a bit tricky for space. Let's move those onto there. So Nancy Ray would like to know if we see them moving to another area of OK City. I'm assuming that's Oklahoma, Wispy. And if so, when? So let's have a look and see. Let's look. What do we... Opportunity challenge, do we think? I tell you what, we'll do the same. Right, Wispy, we're going to do an inverted triangle with the basic where you are, what you need to know, and what the outcome, what the future opportunity is, right? And we'll deep into it. We'll go deep into it. So then let's have a wee look. So again, this deck is absolutely wonderful. The Everyday Enchantment deck by Poppy Palin. Unfortunately, the artist and author of this deck is no longer with us, but it is a phenomenal, as if the Five of Cups has appeared again reversed. Wow. Okay. Right. I wonder if I can, hang on, if I take myself out of the picture for now, The 5 of Cups has come back in reversed. That is bonkers. So that is where you are, my darling. What you need to know. The 9 of Wands. Okay. And the future opportunity. The Page of Coins. Okay. Linking the 5 to the 9, we have the 8 of Blades. Linking the 9 to the Page. Okay, we've got the World. And the root of it, the Magician reversed again. You saw me shuffle these. Listen, I've got to say, you saw me absolutely shuffle these. You saw me... thank you, Patricia. You saw me shuffle them. If you were watching, I put them into the deck in various positions. Like, so I don't put them all together. It is, it just is what it is. When they appear like this, it is what it is. There is nothing I can do about it. It's just how the cards appear. Okay. So sometimes we get the repeats like we've got in this spread. So the 5 of Cups reversed again. Cups is your emotional suit. 5s are looking a little bit too much at the negative of a situation and not realizing the positive. I like this deck because in a lot of decks there's 3 spilt cups and only 2 that are upright. But in this situation we've got the 3 upright and the 2 that are spilt. Now we are looking again at that sort of deep sadness type of feeling. And again, this is reversed. So I don't know whether this is when you say that you are looking for this new a new region. Patricia sent me the update saying that it was you need to go into a more creative area. I get by that comment, right, that this grief, this sadness would make sense, because in this, it's that it's not so much grief as in I'm missing a person. It's almost like a loss, an emptiness, which if you are somebody that has that creative edge to yourself and has that creative vibe, then it could well be, if you were being sort of somehow held back from that, if you were being, you know, that side of you isn't able to be acknowledged or or, you know, you're not that side of you isn't able to be active, then it could well be that this is where that grief element's coming from. Do you know what I mean? It's like sometimes for those of you that don't know, I've got fibromyalgia, and sometimes the limitation that puts on me make me very, very sad, right? And it's almost like I am sad for the things I used to be able to do. Do you know what I mean? And it's that sort of vibe that I think the 5 is giving us this time round, because in the what you need to know, we've got the 9 of Wands. Now, I always say that 9s are full and 10s are overflowing. Okay, so the 9 of Wands is full. Wands is all about security, confidence, and self-esteem. However, this was reversed, right? So this is literally saying to you that your confidence, your self-esteem, what makes you you, that spark, that element of you, that piece of your soul is not being fulfilled, right? There is that lack of fulfillment here. And I do genuinely believe it is as intense and as important as it being a piece of your soul. It's like that urge to create, that urge to do something and to make something that didn't exist beforehand. It's as much as that feeling of completion when you do it. This being reversed is like, again, all of that is lost at the moment. Does that make sense, my darling? It feels like all of that is that feeling of accomplishment, that feeling of a good day's work done, that feeling of, you know, seeing something in your mind and then days, weeks, months, whatever later, there it is in reality. That feeling is so important, but is so missing at the same time. And that's kind of where you are. Now, the Page of Coins is an interesting one for the future opportunity. Pages are all about youthful, childlike energy, not childish, childlike. And the pages are about innocence. Coins is obviously finances, career finances, money, work. In a lot of decks, it would be called Pentacles. So in this, you can see we've got this young person who is dog walking. The person over here is giving them a thumbs up. We've got a woman and a child in a stroller. We've got sprites, because every card in this deck has some sort of nature sprite or nature, you know, a nymph or a gnome or some sort of otherworldly creature. So this is talking about, it feels like, not that, if let me be brutally honest, right? I don't get the sensation that this move is going to happen soon, right? I think money needs to be put in place first. This Page of Coins, whatever it is that you are wanting, wherever it is that you need to move to, you need to secure that financial element first. It's really, really, really important, right? I knew somebody who was a trans woman, and she wanted to move to New York from the UK, to move to New York to have her gender affirming surgery. And her plan was to be a dog walker in New York. That somehow, literally doing this would pay her enough money, not just to live and, you know, exist in New York, but to also cover the costs of a very complicated, very expensive surgery and aftercare. And I don't think she quite grasped that. And again, this is almost saying there is a naivety here, right? This job pays coins. It's not big wads of banknotes. And it almost feels like you need to sort that bit out first. Do you know what I mean? It's like, this is the first step you need to do. When we look under the surface, my darling, I'm going to move that one just there slightly. It was reversed, so I'm not going to untip it. When we look deeper, we look at the connection between this Five of Cups, so this sadness, and this Nine of Wands, and we get the Eight of Blades, or the Eight of Swords. This is, look at this, what this card sums up, right? Kids screaming, the dog's barking, we've got the woman at the end of a tether looking at the window just going, oh my God. And we've got these swords. This is, eights are all about the journey to the nine. Thank you, Patricia. So the journey to the nine is really good, right? But the journey to the nine in this case is swords or blades. The Eight of Blades is about feeling overwhelmed, feeling snowed under, feeling that you are, you know, constantly running as fast as you can on that treadmill just to stand still, right? And on that wheel of life, that's a really difficult position to be in. So this is really echoing the fact that I think more than just this is something you would like, it feels like this is an absolute need. You need to get out of this rat race situation, out of the 9-to-5 job. You need to get, somehow you need to get out of this. There's a deadline here. That project needs to be finished. What are you doing about this? Have you contacted the sales department? You know, because Bob in accounting needs your records for the last quarter. Right? That is soul destroying, and it's causing you so much grief, so much stress. It feels like this at the moment, this feeling here, it's like you are just not in. Do you know what it feels like? Thank you, Wispy. Wispy just gave me an insert, right? It feels like, hang on, let me do it this way. It feels like I used to work in a call center, right? Customer services for British Gas, which is like a large, it's the energy supplier in the UK. And all we'd get all day, every day, were complaints and customers screaming at us and shouting. And I originally worked in this lovely little department that helped elderly customers, disabled customers, and you'd get lovely little old ladies ringing up and saying, that £10 credit, does that mean I owe you money, love? And we'd be like, no, you're in credit, just keep going as you're going, it will cover your winter. Oh, thank you very much. Or somebody saying, you know, my bill's arrived, but I need it in Braille. Okay, I'll get that arranged. It'll be out to you tomorrow. I'm so sorry that wasn't done. Really lovely customers, really genuine, lovely customers. And it went from that I was suddenly moved to the standard department because that department closed. And all of a sudden I was dealing with, hello, yeah, you owe £700 on your gas bill. Pay us tomorrow or we're going to cut you off. By the way, I'm trying to now sell you a boiler and central heating system. And I was this card. It was soul destroying. I cannot describe how incredibly stressful it was for me to go through that. And it feels like this is very similar for you because Wispy just gave me that memory. From the 9 of Blades, so these problems, to this Page of Coins. This is talking about a move. This is the World card, right? But something has to shift. The World is absolutely, I love this. I love these women who are literally knitting the earth. They are creating, they are manifesting the world around them. The World is all about making a significant change, stepping through a portal and stepping into a brand new situation, a brand new world, right? This is not something you can do lightly. This card is the 21st, number 21, but it's the 22nd card, the last of the major arcanas. This is literally the tarot's majors describe the Fool's journey. So you start off at the Fool being very naive and not knowing anything. You go all the way through, meet all of these characters, all of these situations, and you end up at the World, which literally is you've got all of life's knowledge and you step through into whatever is next, right? So this card is a big, important card. This is saying that all of this, I think this is falling on, not just, I don't think it's falling on deaf ears, sorry. I think this is like preaching to the converted. This is, you know, I'm already singing to the choir. Do you know what I mean? I think this is how you're feeling. You know that this is intrinsically what you need to do. You just need to make this decision, finally decide, put it into place and then work towards it, right? This is what this World card is saying. Look, it's possible, right? Do we see you moving to another area of Oklahoma this year? It's possible, but it's not going to manifest by itself. It's not going to fall in your lap. You're not going to, you know, magically pick up the paper tomorrow and see, you know, house available in creative district for, you know, $100 a month rent, all bills included, previously owned by, you know, I don't know, Picasso and Tracy Emin, and this is the most creative, wonderful community space ever. By the way, we're only accepting people called Nancy if you would like to apply. Do you know what I mean? That is not going to happen. But this is saying that that opportunity, that bigger change is right here on the cards. You've just got to decide it and then put everything else into place to manifest it, right? And I don't mean by manifesting, I don't mean just going, oh, mane padne om. I don't mean that. I mean literally working this this lack of naivety, working out how do you get the money to move, where do you want to go exactly, what property is it that you would look for, what cost is that property going to be, what job is going to get you there, what are these steps that are going to do so that you've decided this is where you are going. Not just this is where you're going, my darling, but this is where you are going in 2026 or 2025 or 2027, whenever it is. This is where I'm going. And I'm going to do everything I can to make this happen. And if that means learning 25 new skills, then I will go and learn those skills now. And when I've learnt them, I will make this move. But I'm going to learn those skills, right? This is you being absolutely committed to making that change, and this will change your world. This is literally the final card of the major arcanas. This is a major card. Do we see you moving? Yes, if you put that work in and make this your sole focus of where you are headed, right? So if you want to move middle of next year, how are you going to do that? Let's not wishy-washy it. Let's not beat around a bit the bush. Let's not do anything else. How are you going to do it? Tell me now. What are you going to do? Are you going to do this, that and the other? Are you going to get this job? Are you going to go and work 15 other jobs over the course of a week so you can get enough money to make this move? because that is what you're going to need to look at. And that's what this card is talking about. Because whilst you do have the tools with the magician at the very root, you've got the tools to make this happen, right? You genuinely have all of the tools at your disposal. You've got the creative skills, you've got the knowledge, you've got everything here that you need to make this happen. At the moment, you're not. Is that because of fear? Is that because you don't think you're good enough? Is that because, oh, it's a lot of work, I can't be bothered? Whatever the reason is that is stopping you, right? You need to give your head a shake. It's a UK saying. Please don't do that too much because you'll get, you know, concussed or something. But you need to give your head a shake, and you need to work out, if you're going to move to do this wonderful thing and be all this creative and artistic and have this life that you're dreaming of, how are you going to make it happen? How are you going to do it? Because it's not going to fall into your lap. You need to make those plans. You need to get off your bum, get off your backside and do it. And if that means working 25 hours a day, yeah, that's good. But if that means working 18 hours a day, right, to make that happen, if that means, you know, doing everything that you possibly can to get that goal, if it's that important to you, that's what you need to do. This card is telling me, my darling, you have the skills, you have it, you've got it, you've got this opportunity, you can make this happen. If this is genuinely what you want, you can make this happen. It's just for whatever reason right now, you either don't believe it can happen, or you can't be bothered to make it happen, or you're doubting that you've got the ability long term to make it work. And do you know what I say to that, my love? That is BS. Because this card is telling me you've got those skills, you've got those elements, you just need to find a way of putting them into place. Have confidence, turn this card around so you've got those skills, those elements, and you can make that happen. Step through, decide that this is where you're going, and then work out what you need to learn to make it a reality. Okay? At the moment, this feels very much like a wish. And for those of you that are new here, wishes are BS as far as I'm concerned. A wish is just chucking a coin in a fountain. Not going to do anything. A wish that you set a goal for and actively move towards that goal, that is very different, right? You can wish to lose weight, but if you're sat there every night eating a great big huge takeaway and consuming 7,000 calories a day when you only need 2,000, and you're taking no exercise, you ain't going to lose weight. You're actively harming and working against the very thing that you're wishing for. However, if you wish something and you set that as a goal and you actively move towards it, then it will happen. I hope that helps, my darling. Sorry if that was a bit blunt or a bit abrupt, but I do genuinely think you've got this, right? I genuinely think you've got this ability. Don't be that creative soul, that creative spark that looks back in a nursing home at 80 years old and say, I could have made it if only. Don't be that person, because you will regret it and your soul will suffer. Be the person who sits there at 80 years of age in that nursing home going, oh, get me those pastels, Maud. Get me those crayons. Let me show you. Painting on the walls, painting on the furniture, painting, drawing, everything. Be that person that does that, keeps that creative spark alive. Because if it's important to you, you've got it and you can make it happen. So then, I hope that helps. And again, sorry if it was a bit blunt and a bit like neggy in your face, but you've got it, my darling. You have it. You can do it. Trust me, you can do it. You've just got to work at it. Right then, let me have a look. Let me have a look in the chat. Culture Not Vulture sent a super chat. Good evening, my darling. Thank you very much, Culture Envy, for your comment. I pulled it up on screen for your comment on Sunday's video. Thank you ever so much for that comment. It was really, really lovely to hear. Not just that, you know, you could take the reading, not just that it was spot on, but also the fact that, you know, Mum rang you a little bit after the reading, and that you, because of the reading, you were able to go, ha! I was expecting this. You ain't going to get me like that. Meh. Do you know what I mean? Thank you. Oh, gosh. I think I've... Nancy, I think I've just pulled a muscle. I got so excited about that reading, about you know, putting my 2 penneth in. I got so excited. I think I've just pulled a muscle. Oh, I have. Oh, I have. Oh. Oh, I've just pulled a muscle in my, like, on my diaphragm. Oh. I'll tell you what, everybody, give me, Culture Envy, give me 2 minutes. Give me 2 minutes. I'll be back in 2 minutes time, everybody. Give me just a second. Oh. Right, give me 2 seconds. Give me 2. I'll be back in 2 minutes time. Culture Envy, don't go anywhere. Oh, I'll be back. We're back. Sorry, everybody. I think I have poured a little wee muscle in my diaphragm, but it's all good. I have changed the seat up a little bit, and we've only got 40 minutes left, or 45 minutes left, so we're going to carry on. But if I'm a little bit breathy, then that'll be the reason why. This is why, you see, when I say I get a bit carried away with things, that's literally, oh. Now you know why. But this is what happens. You see, Wispy gives me stuff, and I'm in the moment, and it felt right. Like Nancy needed to hear that. I just, don't laugh. I just wish that Wispy maybe had given it to me a little bit more gently. But anywho, never mind. Absolutely fine. So, Ed's here. Good evening, Ed. By the way, if you haven't done already, please, I tell you what, hit that thumbs up button for causing myself an injury. I think I must be the only person on the planet that has pulled a muscle tarot reading. Oh, don't laugh. Oh. But yeah, pulled a muscle whilst reading tarot cards on the internet. Oh my gosh, as if. Right then, Culture Vulture, let's have a look at this for you, my darling. Yeah, go on. It's got to deserve a thumbs up, doesn't it? It's got to deserve a subscribe. If you haven't done already, hit that subscribe button and ding your bell so that YouTube notifies you whenever I go live. Oh, it's okay, my darling. Don't worry about it at all. You're absolutely fine, Culture Vulture. It's not you, it's me. Oh, no laughing. Right, let me just find your question again. There we go, got it. So then, we will go ahead and, as always, I will cleanse the space. It's only 45 minutes. We're good. We're all good. We can get there. Right, here we go. It's only 45 minutes. There we go. Oops, no. There we go. I was about to put the bell in a little pot. My half of my attention is here on trying to breathe very mindfully right now. So, Wispy. Oh, Wispy, the air elemental. Wispy, my friend, I need as much gentle air as possible. But Wispy, Culture Envy, Culture Not Vulture, would like to know how to deal with B, a married manager at work who thinks that Culture Envy is attracted to him. How can we help Culture Vulture? Sorry, my darling, Culture Not Vulture. How can we help Culture Envy deal with a married manager at work who thinks they are attracted to them? I don't know your pronouns, Culture. If you want to pop them in the chat, that's absolutely fine. If not, I can refer to you as they, which I tend to refer to everybody whose pronouns I don't know. So let's have a look. Nancy, you need a kick in the butt from Spirit, but not at my expense. It's all right. It's because I get too excited. I'm a bit like we've got a I've got a wee doggy. It's 3 years of age, and it's a bit like if you throw the ball to him. Right, we went to the dog park this week. You throw the ball, he goes tearing after it at full speed, but he hasn't worked out how to stop. So the ball's kind of, you know, over there on the ground. He goes full pelt, tries to pick it up, literally then goes bum over face over bum over face over bum, rolling, stops, and then turns around and picks up the ball because he hasn't quite worked that out. It's the same thing with me. When I get excited with the tarot, I just go for it. Do you know what I mean? I'm in the moment. I can't control it. It's just is what it is, my darling. She, her. Okay, Culture, my darling. No problem at all. I just like to get people's pronouns right, if that matters to people, because for some people it's a big deal. So then, my darling, let's look. So Wispy, how can we help Culture with B, a married manager at work? So then, my darling, let's have a look. So, ooh, what? You did all see me shuffle them, right? You all saw me shuffle the cards. Don't get too excited, Lisa, because that's going to pull. Everybody saw me shuffling the cards, right? Okay. So we've got the world again, but this time it's come out reversed. So interesting. That's where you are, my darling. What you need to know: the 6 of coins reversed, and the opportunity, or what's to come, the Page of Blades. Right then. So, in this spread, what does the world mean? Because this is the thing with tarot, right? Every single card has its standard meaning. Every deck, those meanings shift ever so slightly. So the world in this deck is a little bit different to the world in the 5th Spirit Tarot deck. This is why different tarot readers have their favourite decks. But also, where the card comes up in a spread, its position, also changes it, and also the cards next to it, either side or in front or whatever, those can alter the meaning slightly as well. So it's a tarot reader will look at the overall picture. But as you heard me just say, the world is that big important. I'm saying this a bit more gently than I did last time. The world is the big important change in life, right? This feels very much that, how can I put it? How can I put it, Wispy? This feels, right, that the boss, the manager, is trying to change your world, right? And I don't mean that in a kind of, oh, you rock my world. I don't mean it like that. I mean it in the way that this is somebody trying to influence you unduly, and perhaps this is something that needs to be nipped in the bud before it becomes a whole thing, right? Before it becomes a whole thing. The world in this instance, when it's reversed, you are stepping through. So in a standard, I don't have the animations anymore, but in a standard depiction of the world, it's like a picture frame, right? It's a bit like, there we go. If you imagine, hopefully it's not going to reflect too much. So you can see this, right? It's a bit like this sort of shape, an oval frame, and it's a snake eating itself, or sometimes it's a wreath, right? So what we talk about with the world is stepping through the other side of that portal, right? So it's like stepping through the mirror, stepping through the glass, like Alice in Wonderland. So you've got this idea of stepping through this portal, right? Be here wants you to step through, right? So if there is a romantic element here, if there is a thought of something romantic, it's like he wants to kind of alter things quite drastically. He wants to have influence. He wants to rock your world, change your world, right, in some way. Now, the thing is, if that is wanted, right, if that is something you want, in all honesty, right, if you are attracted to him, if it's something that you are open for, which again, absolutely no shaming here, but if that is something that you are open for, then it could be a way forward, right? Let's be brutally honest. You don't, a bit wheezy, you don't have to be a 22-year-old actress for a casting couch to work to get ahead in life, right? By no means am I saying this is the right way to do things. By no means am I saying this is correct on either party. However, for some people, taking that opportunity and sleeping their way to the top, it's a way forward, right? If that isn't the way for you, and because this is reversed, I'm pretty certain that it's not. If this isn't the way for you, then you need to deal with it, right? So we'll talk about what the cards are saying, and then I've got a piece of advice from my own experience. So this is where you are. And again, it's the most major of major arcanas. In what you need to know, so behind the scenes, we've got the 6 of coins reversed. Coins is work, career, finances. 6 is our community. Now this is reversed. There is, I don't want to say that this person is toxic or has complaints against him, but it could well be, Wispy, that this person has perhaps a pattern of this, right? Perhaps this person has a little bit of, put it this way, perhaps this person has an issue with boundaries within the workplace, if you know what I mean. Maybe they overstep those boundaries. It could be that this person is either older and has that sort of 70s, 80s, 90s mindset of, you know, the man in the office the Dolly Bird secretary. Do you know, like those stereotypes? And it doesn't have to be. Like we live in a world where Andrew Tate is a thing, where incels are a thing. We live in a world where unfortunately, a lot of quite toxic masculinity exists, and a lot of people still think that way. But it does feel with this card, if you look at the card, this person is handing out money to all of these others, right? This person is supporting other people, not in a kind, well, yes, in a kind way, because she's giving to charity and helping out at Christmas time, we assume, by the Santa hat, right? When it's reversed, it's almost saying that this boss is trying to help himself, right? And my gut instinct is it isn't the first time they've done it. And also, come on, Whisper, what is that? There's a feeling you're giving me. Put it on me in a different way, because at the moment all I can feel is my chest. Put it on me in a different way. What is it? What is it that he's trying to do, Wispy? Oh, is he right? Okay. It's like he's trying to play office favourites, office politics. So I don't know whether there's been like a oh God, how can I put it? Almost like, oh, there's some training opportunities that might come your way, Culture, and it would be really good for your career. And maybe there's a conference in New Jersey, and you know, I go every year. Maybe you should come with. That would be really good for your career. Like things like that, but also almost giving you preferential treatment and it pissing off other women in the workplace somehow, because this feels like this six is a normally community and like beneficial, but this almost feels like you're being not scapegoated, but hang on, right, go again, Wispy. This feels like you are going to be the subject of gossip, where other people behind your back, I don't think it's there yet, but it almost feels like they're going to be going, oh wait, you know why they got the job, don't you? You know how she got the job? Well, I know. I heard that she was fired from her last job because the boss's wife found out. That's all I'm saying. Do you know what I mean? You know, when the gossip train gets really toxic. But you know, when that happens and it almost becomes, it becomes a really like icky environment to be in, even if you've done absolutely nothing wrong. It's that Mean Girls type mentality. This also, like moving forward, this page of blades, again, blades is swords in other decks and swords of trouble and strife. This is hurdles, obstacles and challenges. You can see here we've got a snail, lovely snail, look at the lovely snail, but we've also got a hedgehog or a porcupine. There are prickly points going on. This child is looking at the snail, but is also likely to be pricking themselves on that there hedgehog, right? Pages is young, naive, innocent type of energy, right? Not when it's reversed. It honestly feels, I don't know how long you've been working there. I don't know whether you're fairly new there, but it feels like this boss is trying it on because it could well be that you are last in. And you know what they say about last in, first out, right? I don't know whether you've got an HR department who would step in over this, but from an ex-union rep, get receipts, right? Hang on. Wispy. With all of this being said, with this almost beginning this hostilities, with this starting to happen and almost this almost scapegoating, right? How do we deal with this manager? How do we deal with it? Right, so we've got the 8 of coins. 8s are all about the journey to the 9. 8s are all about working your ass off, meeting targets, burning the candle at both ends. But this is very much within that workplace situation. This is very much about like showing what you can do in the workplace and basically, right? Okay, thank you. Basically, right? How you deal with him day to day. Do your work to the best of your ability and show that the reason you are in the job you're in is because of your ability, not because anybody fancies you or anybody likes you or any of that other crap, right? Show that. I don't know what the job is, but say, for example, you are really good with numbers and you're in an accountancy job or a tax job, right? Show that it is your skills that's put you in that seat, right? If you're a PE teacher, show that your athleticism has put you in that seat. Do you know what I mean? It's almost a case of prove yourself to your workmates, right? That's you shouldn't have to, but it's like prove yourself by what you do. If you are offered positions that you do not think you have earned, or if you have offered, you know, if you've been bumped up in the company or anything else that's being sort of thrown around, show that you can back it up by your skill and expertise. Now, from a kind of legal standpoint, I don't know how things work in the States. I know that there are right to work states where they've got laws that basically undermine the workers a hell of a lot and that you can get sacked for any reason. I know that there are, you know, all sorts of legal ramifications. So what I want to say first of all is get some legal advice, right? Get some legal advice. Speak to a solicitor if you can. I don't know whether you have a union where you work. My advice to you on a practical basis in dealing with this boss is to create receipts, right? And I say this all the time. If your boss says, for example, I don't know, he might say something like, there's this training event coming up. I think you could really benefit from coming, right? Okay. Who's going to be there? Who's going? Is it just me and you? Because if it is, I don't really feel comfortable, but you don't say that. What you do is you send an email to B. We'll call B Bob, right? You send an email to Bob and you CC in HR and you put something like, and again, this is where you have to be a little bit clever. You put something like, thank you, Bob, for the discussion earlier today where you were talking about the training trip to Connecticut, right? Training thing in Connecticut, and I would really like to be I would really like to be considered for this, as I think you're quite right, it will or really could advance my career within global diagnostics, right? That's the company, right? So it really could do that. And I have CC'd in HR to ask how whether my expenses would be covered for this trip. I have, you know, what would my expenses look like? Would I need to pay for a hotel room out of pocket? Will the company provide that first? Whatever it is, right? That's how you get that receipt. And basically what you do by sending that is you confirm that Bob has made you this offer and you are just confirming it, just to very innocently, very sort of, hello, I'm very blonde today and I just want to confirm with everybody that I'm going to get paid, and if I have to pay for the hotel, I don't mind. I just want to know how to get the receipts because I'm not reporting you, Bob, to HR. I'm really not. I just want to know how to get my hotel bills paid. Honest, right? You do it in such a way that Bob can't turn around and go, why have you complained against me? If Bob starts making sexual harassment then again, get that legal advice, depending on what state you're in, whether it's a right to work or not. Because this is the thing, in the UK, it's very different. Workers have got rights. So if you get sexual harassment cases, you go straight to HR. There's, places after that. There's things that are done. I know in a lot of cases in the US, it isn't like that. And a lot of times managers can get away with an awful lot of crap, right? And an awful lot of bad behavior, even within the Me Too movement, right? Cover your backside, cover your arse. CYA needs to be at the front of your mind, right? You get your work in, you get your deadlines done, you do everything you possibly can, you do it all by the book, everything is signed off, so that this manager, Bob, can't turn around to you in 2 weeks' time and say, that deadline was late, even though he said to you the week before, don't worry about it, culture, don't worry. You know I'm good for it. You know we're friends, right? By the way, I'm going out for drinks this Friday if you'd like to come. Don't worry about that deadline. You can get it to me next week. All of a sudden, you don't follow through with the things that Bob would like you to do. And then, you're up in front of HR because that report got filed 2 weeks late or 2 days late. And there's no evidence. So what you do in that case is you say, you drop Bob an email and you just say, hi Bob, I'm just confirming that you've said that I can have a 2-day extension on that deadline for Project Caterpillar because whatever, I'm just confirming that deadline's been put forward 2 days for Project Caterpillar and confirming. I just wanted to say thank you for doing that, and I will absolutely get it to you by 12 o'clock on Wednesday instead of 12 o'clock on Monday. Thank you for the added time. And you basically cover your ass. So no matter what Bob says in whatever context, whether it's over the coffee in the workroom, whether it is, said to you outside, away from work as you're walking into the office, or if it's said, in the car park, whatever is said, you back it up with an email the minute you can. So if it's said at lunchtime, the minute you're back in the office, hi Bob, just confirming the conversation that we had at lunchtime. Just wanted to reiterate this. So you have a paper trail, right? Because what will happen is that Bob will either go, oh my God, culture has taken all the notes and now has all these receipts, or Bob will reply in an email and say, unfortunately, culture, I think that might have been misinterpreted. And actually, blah, blah, blah. In which case, you've then got that out, right? But if you've got HR departments, if you're in a state where those rules are in place and people can't be harassing you in that way, right, then take it to HR. And if you are in a state where you've got that legal backup, again, every single receipt, every single note, you get a diary, you write down, you make a note on a phone app, contemporaneously recorded, right? Again, the US is difficult in terms of 2-party consent for recording and voice recording, but keeping a notebook next to you. Tuesday the 3rd, Bob once again sat too close to me, once again was rubbing his leg against mine, leaning over me, and commented on my top, or commented on my legs, commented on this. Once again, I was made to feel uncomfortable, and Bob invaded my personal space. Even those moments where it's something that it happened, there's no receipt, you can't prove anything, you know what I mean? Even those situations, write it down contemporaneously. That's the key word here. I might watch a lot of legal stuff on YouTube with lots of lawyers that I follow. Write it down contemporaneously. Tuesday 11:15, 11:17, 11:49, all of these little things that take place, and you keep those notes, right? Because eventually, if you're in a situation where there's a tribunal, or you've got to answer, or woe betide, it gets more than just a comment, or more than just anything else, and it really, really, really gets negative, right? Even in states where there's that right to work, you can still report, and it might be that you have to go to the police and blah, blah, blah. Do you know what I mean? back it up. But seriously, get legal advice for where you are, my darling. There will be lots and lots and lots of places. As a female, there will be a lot of places that you can go to and ask for support and advice. Women's centres, institute, women's centres, women's places, especially around issues regarding harassment and things in the workplace. Okay, I hope that helps, my darling. Every single thing you do from this moment forward, get receipts for. And if it's a conversation, back it up in an email, because that way, if it's been misinterpreted, it can be corrected. And if it hasn't been misinterpreted, you are creating that paper trail that will eventually show Bob for his true self. And it's things like that that toppled the Weinsteins, that toppled, a lot of the Hollywood stuff that's going on at the moment. So with that, my darling, thank you ever so much for your question. I really hope it helps. Stay strong, right? And if things cross that line, the minute it crosses that line, the second you feel uncomfortable, take action. I mean, the other way would be a stapler to the testicles. Do you know what I mean? But again, I wouldn't recommend doing that because it's violence. Anyway, I hope that helps. Right. Oh, good. That's good. You'll be rewatching this. Oh, my darling, thank you. Hopefully that helps. Right, we've got 15 minutes. Sorry, everybody. That was a bit of a deep one, but again, sometimes it is, sometimes it needs to be. So let's go ahead. We've got one more. Yes, this is a very good one. Excuse me. Aren't you married? Is your wife coming on to the work Christmas outing? The only thing, again, Patricia, the only thing with that, right? It's very easy for toxic masculinity to be bent out of shape. And if you're in a right to work state, the employer can sack you for no reason at all. Can literally just say, you don't have a job on Monday morning. There doesn't have to be a reason in the States, right? This is why it's so tricky. And that if somebody was to do this, that boss could easily, in a right to work state, turn around and say, okay, you've just made a fool out of me. There's no point coming in tomorrow. You will get your 2 weeks notice, or not even that sometimes. The items on your desk, your things will be in a box for you. You can pick them up on your way out. Security will escort you out now. You no longer have a job. That is a real possibility in some of the right to work states. So please do be careful. Right then, we're going to have time for one more round. So if you would like to get the last reading this evening, do please pop your question into the live chat, starting with the word question. One of you will be selected at random by the keeper of the questions. Nope. One of you will be selected at random by the keeper of the questions, and you've got exactly 30 seconds. There is no time tonight now for super chats, unfortunately, but I will be back on Sunday evening at 7 p.m. UK time. So do please make a note of that in your diary. Hit your subscribe bell and then subscribe button and dong your bell so that YouTube notifies you whenever I go live. But it's every Tuesday and Sunday evening at 7 p.m. UK time. Right, I hope that helps. Let me have a quick look, and you've got 30 seconds, everybody, to get your questions in. We've been to the sky. We've been so this one, I'll tell you what, let's go and have a lovely relaxing time at a waterfall. You've got 30 seconds.
Ask your question now. Send your question as a super chat to guarantee your 3-card reading is next. Donations of $10 or £8 or over will receive a longer 6 or 7 card reading. To try for a free reading, write your question in the live chat starting with the word question. If no super chats come in, a free question will be chosen at random. And if you need help, just ask one of our mods.
Exactly. Just ask one of our lovely mods. The mods have their names in blue, just in case you are new here and didn't know. Right then, let me have a wee look. Mitch, apparently, I didn't even know Mitch was here. Mitch, good evening, Mitch. Sorry, I missed you when you came in earlier. Question, spirit guidance for you. Let's have a look at what that would be like today. Right then. Don't forget, everybody, I've had to do some work on Facebook this week and updating the Facebook pages and things for the other channel. But the Fiverr gig will be up and running probably, fingers crossed, probably by tomorrow afternoon or Thursday at the latest. So I will let you all know in the comment section and let you all know on the community page. I'll put a post out when that is all up and running. So if you did want a reading from me in between live streams, you'll be able to do that. Right then, we cleanse the space and let's bring Wispy in. Right, Wispy, Mitch S would like some spiritual guidance, please. A little bit of guidance for Mitch at the moment in whatever is going on in Mitch's life. So then let's have a look. We'll do the standard, where you are, what you need to know, and what the future opportunity is. So let's have a look at that for you, my darling. Again, once again, this is the... Oh, no, that's 2 cards. I thought that was just 1. I thought you were going to get the a clarifying card. We don't often get clarifying or modifying cards with this deck. Purely and simply because they're so big. The cards are so big, but it is such a beautiful deck. The Poppy Palin Everyday Enchantment deck. I do believe it's still available on Amazon. I don't think, obviously, because Poppy passed away a couple of years ago, I think now, I don't think their website is still up and running, but you can probably get it from the publishers, who I don't know who that is because I haven't got the box with me, but it's definitely available on Amazon if you wanted to get yourself a copy. Right then, so let's have a look. See, here we go, and we drop, and where you are at the moment, the energy around you. Ooh, the Hermit. That's interesting. And what you need to know. Oh, my favourite, the Empress. Oh, I shouldn't have said that. Ooh, so loud. Oh, God. Oh, that hurt a little bit. And, right, okay. Okay, Mitch, you've got 3 major arcana cards, right? 3 major arcana cards. If you are new to tarot, oh God, if you are new to tarot, the major arcana are the ones that are, in this case, they've got a black border. Okay, the major arcana are the big shouty cards. These are the really important cards, the most important cards in the deck. They are the ones that are, if you ever see tarot on telly, these are the big shouty ones. These are the ones they use because they're the iconic cards. These are the cards, when they come up, those cards are given extra weight, extra meaning. They have really quite detailed and very wide meanings and depictions depending on the artist, the deck, the narrative, and the position that they've fallen in. And for you, my darling, all 3 cards are major arcana cards. Okay, so this is an important reading for you. So where you are right now, my darling, we've got the Hermit. Now this is pretty much what it says on the tin. Okay, this is talking about taking some time, taking some time in isolation, right? The thing about the Hermit is always depicted with a lantern or a lamp. That lamp is the light of knowledge, right? It's seeking knowledge. It's seeking wisdom. You can see we've got a full moon in the background. That's spiritual. It's getting in touch with your spiritual self. We've got a cat and a dog quite happily sat there. But this Hermit, there's their walking stick. This Hermit is reading through thick tomes, thick books. They've got books here in the background. There are books here with their glasses. They are studying. They are learning. This is a search for knowledge. This is all about spending some time researching, spending some time looking for the answers that you need to know, right? This is whatever is happening with this. You need, whatever's going on in your life right now, you need to spend some time not doing the hustle and bustle, right? Not getting involved in the rat race, not getting involved in all the dramas and all of that in life, but spend some time really honing down and focusing on what you need to learn and discover, whether that's about you and your own future path, or whether that's about, you know, a career that you want to go into, or whatever it is. Whatever. Normally with the hermit, it's about the hermit's discovery of self. Do you know what I mean? You need to go and find out what you are missing, and then go and seek that thing that you are missing. Now, what you need to know, we've got the Empress. Now, the Empress is my favorite card of the deck. The reason being, she is all about abundance, prosperity, and as you can see with this lovely depiction, family, right? She is the most wonderful, nurturing, caring, empathic energy. She brings with her, because of the Empress position, in a standard depiction, she's got she's surrounded by wheat. Here we go. Look, this is the cloth that this deck sits in. She's got wheat here, which is wealth. She's quite often depicted with a golden sky. She's got pomegranates, which are a symbol of fertility. She's got her orbs and crowns. She's all about having an abundance, but having that abundance allows the Empress to look after others. It allows her to nurture her people, right? Which is family. It's the people that are close to you. And when we say family on this channel, we do not mean the people you are necessarily related to. We are talking about, oh gosh, we are talking about the people that you choose to be in your life, right? Whoever those people are. That is what the Empress gives. This is in the what you need to know position, right? So whatever this is, whatever you are searching for with this, it's saying whether you need to find that connection to the Empress energy in you, and you need to find that abundance of caring, empathetic, nurturing energy so that you look after everybody else, or whether you are looking for your Empress, right? It's a deep longing, right? In the what you need to know, especially with this, I don't know whether that is you looking for somebody to offer that to you, or somebody to offer that to, or more likely, because it's coming up and you're asking for your own spiritual guidance, it may well be that you need to really do a little bit of, I won't say shadow work, because shadow work can be very difficult unless you've got emotional counselling support linked in with it. But maybe do some work as to how you can encompass that healing, nurturing, abundant energy that the Empress brings, right? And what maybe is it in your life that you have to offer others? What is it that you can help benefit those people around you, whether that's in the, oh God, the microcosm or the macrocosm, right? Whether that's those in your immediate circle or in the planet as a whole. You could do some really interesting volunteering work, or you could, you know, just look after a neighbor that needs shopping doing and a bit of housework doing every week. Whatever it is, how are you going to encompass that Empress energy in your everyday life? And then in the future opportunity, now don't be worried about this card. It does say the devil, but this card is about temptation and materialism, right? This card is all about having these things being offered to you, and this is reversed. So this is talking about how are you going to be walking away from, how are you going to be walking away from, how are you going to be walking away from, how are you going to be walking away from, how are you going to be walking away from, how are you going to be walking away from, how are you going to be walking away from, how are you going to be walking away from, how are you going to be walking away from, how are you going to be walking away from, how are you going to be walking away from, how are you going to be walking away from, how are you going to be walking away from, how are you going to be walking away from, how are you going to be walking away from, how are you going to be walking away from, how are you going to be walking away from, how are you going to be walking away from, how are you going to be walking away from, how are you going to be walking away from, how are you going to be walking away from, how are you going to be walking away from, how are you going to be walking away from, how are you going to be walking away from, how are you going to be walking away from, how are you going to be walking away from, how are you going to be walking away from, how are you going to be walking away from, how are you going to be walking away from, how are you going to be walking away from, how are you going to be walking away from, how are you going to be walking away from, temptation. You know, those little devils on your shoulder. They're the ones that are saying, oh, go on, you know, have a little joint. Have that bottle of champagne, get in the car, go on, splash that cash around. Don't worry about the law. Just drive the wrong way down a road. No one's going to mind. Don't worry about these people either side. Just go through this wet puddle and splash them. Just, you know, you just keep doing it. Don't worry about them. This is when the devil is this way round, right? And again, the devil card in a lot of decks has been renamed. It isn't about the biblical image of Lucifer or Satan or any of that, right? It isn't anything to do with that. The devil in tarot is all about contracts, the devil in the details, stepping over people to get ahead, that manipulative, materialistic energy, right? And the key word with all of this is both, hang on, my brain just went, it's what is tempting and capitalist, materialist, right? All of that. How are you, with this card reversed, right? In terms of spiritual guidance, how are you going to maybe look at your life in a way that means you actively try and represent the Empress from the tarot deck in your life? So you represent that nurturing, caring, that very warm and loving and protective and supportive energy. How are you going to represent that and encourage that and embody that in your life, whilst also not being tempted, not giving in to those lesser demons, and you know, going down the route of greed and capitalism and alcohol and drugs and excess and all of those, the things that lead you down that path. And again, I'm not saying that any of those things are necessarily bad. I'm not saying that, you know, drinking drugs and fast cars are necessarily, you know, a negative thing in life. But how are you going to stay clear of some of that temptation, which is easier said than done, and work more towards your Empress side, that nurturing side? Perhaps the answer here is in with this research and study. Now, this isn't talking about, you know, going and becoming a monk, or going into, you know, learning to be a priest, or all of that, giving up worldly sins and things like that. This isn't talking about that in any way, shape or form. But it's about maybe your path, your guidance from spirit. Maybe that is saying that there is something here for you to learn about what the world needs of you and what you have to offer the world in a way that will make it a better place, so that when you have passed on, right, when you have moved into the next realm of existence, whatever that is, when your mortal coil is no longer, no, when you've kicked the bucket, right, when your time has come, what are they going to say about you? What mark will you leave? Will the world be left in a better place because you were in it, or not? And I'm going to leave that with you, my darling, right? It sounds like it could be a big, important life moment. And that Hermit card, again, it's about taking the time to not just learn and research. Sorry, I'm really starting to struggle with my breathing now. Not just learn and research, but also to have the wisdom to know when you've learnt enough, researched enough, and you want to get back into the real world and back into the rest of society. So it's not a case of, you know, go and live by yourself on an island for the next 30 years. It really is about finding that way forward. And I hope that helps. I really, really hope that helps. Thank you ever so much for your question, Mitch. And yeah, I'm going to leave that with you, my darling. Right, let me just have a quick last look in the chat. Oh God, we're 2 minutes past. Sorry, everybody. Oh, lordy. Right, God, there's loads of comments. No, you didn't win me, my darling. I got overexcited on a reading earlier and managed to pull a muscle. It's all you've ever wanted. What does it mean if you keep getting the High Priestess when you do your own readings? I'm sure that Patricia would have said something to do that. Listen, it's a wonderful deck, Mitch. It is a wonderful deck. You have whom to offer to. You need to learn to offer to yourself and nurture yourself and others as you would more so with more peas. To get back at those who have wronged you. That's what that means to you, not about the money. It could be temptation not to return to those that put you here willfully in the first place. Yeah, absolutely. Be less naive and more discerning. Yep. I love this saying, Patricia. Never look or go back. You're not going that way. When you pass on, you choose to leave in peace. Okay, my darling. That I hope that helps. Oh, no problem at all, my darling. What they say cannot be controlled, and that's okay. It's how I made them feel that will matter. Absolutely. That is a very wise way of looking at it, Mitch. And with that, my darling, I'm going to say thank you ever so much for joining me this evening. I've never quite experienced pulling a muscle on during a tarot reading before. I've never... be quick, Nanette. Be quick. Just listen. You don't have to ask. If you can ask, just ask. But be very quick because I'm about to sign off and go and try and make my lungs work or my diaphragm, whatever I've done. But as I say, I've never knowingly pulled a muscle whilst doing a tarot reading in any time in 30 years. So that is a new one. Am I still planning on Friday? Yes, I am, my darling. 6 p.m. for members. I will put that in the members only chat and I will send that out, the link to it once it is all confirmed. I will probably do that tomorrow while I'm doing other bits and pieces. But that is going to be it, everybody. We will be... No, Mitch, it wasn't you, my darling. It wasn't your reading. It was someone else's reading. I got all jumpy up and downy and excited and overdid it slightly and just leant the wrong way. So it's fine. Finding magic is the spice of life. Something like that. And with that, I'm going to say goodbye to you all, and I'm going to say that I will see you next time, which for the non-members is Sunday evening at 7 p.m. UK time. To all of the lovely members on the channel, it will be 6 p.m. on Friday, where we're just going to do some members only readings, and on Sunday at 6 p.m. where I will be giving away the Tarot of Oppositions mini deck, and hopefully by Sunday I'll be using that deck for the first time on a live stream as well. And you never know, I might chuck a few other things in the giveaway, some earrings and a few other bits and bobs. Who knows? Depends how we go. So yes, 6 p.m. on Friday, 6 p.m. on Sunday for members. If you would like to be a member of the channel, you could do so by hitting the join button. It's £2.99 or £5 depending on what level you want to get. And yeah, that's how you do it. And I will see you soon. Don't forget, everybody else, the Fiverr link will be up and running this week as well. And again, I will put that in the community tab this week. So I will see you very soon. And as we always say, stay you, stay true, stay authentic, and I will see you on the next one. Bye-bye.
Join the Crow Collective. Help to support this channel by becoming a member here on YouTube. From £2.99 per month, you will gain access to members-only perks, live streams, competitions, sneak peeks and more. Just click on join for more information. Thank you to all our members.
They're witches.
So, apparently I'm a witch.
'Cause She's a witch.
We've got a witch!
I'm the love witch.
I am a witch.
I am a witch.
I'm a witch!
Sally just came out.
Now the witch is back!